Hello guys, how's it going? Alright, we're back into another video about force scripts. It's going to be for a 2D version. If you haven't seen the other one about 3D, you could go to the link in the description. But first, I already set up a little area here, so basically we're going to go into our player. You could add these if you want. I just went to constraints, freeze rotation so we don't get any rotation in here. Set up everything, main camera and everything, physical material, etc. Alright, so first things first, we're gonna go ahead and hop straight into it. So I'm gonna go in here and look up player movements, and then I'm gonna do new script and then do create and add. This is going to be in C#. So if you are on a different version where you get to choose your coding language, it's going to be in C#. Alright, so what I'm going to be showing today is constant force and input force, again like the last one. Constant is where it's going constantly and non-stop, where it's just right when I push play, it's going to push the player to the right or left or wherever I have it to. Next one is going to be input, where if I push a certain key on my keyboard, it's going to use. So basically, I'm going to go ahead and open up this script, and I'm going to delete these first two lines as I don't need them. Alright, next thing, I'm going to go ahead and change this void updates to fixed updates, and now we can actually start with the code. Alright, first things first, I want to be able to control the speed for my character without actually having to go through the code. Actually, I'll do that next. First, we need to get the ridge body, because the ridge body is very important for this to be able to actually be able to add force. So what I'm going to do is write public, and then I'm going to do rigid body 2D, and then I'm going to rename this to RB, and then I'm going to go ahead and end that with a semicolon. Okay, now I want to be able to control the speed through the actual component script. If you don't know what I mean by that, it's the where we just made the script into components, where we do add component and we do player movement and got our script right there. I want to do it through there instead of having to come over here and change multiple things. So I'm going to do public float, that's flat, floats, and then I'm going to name this. You can name this whatever you want. I'm going to name this speed equals, and I'm going to name it, I'm going to put the max or the default speed to 120F for now. Alright, now we could actually start with the code. First of all, I'm going to close this real quick and go into here and set everything up. As you can see down here, it says speed is already our default, which is 120, and then RB, which is our ridge body, is set to none. So I'm gonna go ahead and drag this, our ridge body 2D, and put it into the slot right here. Alright, now I'm going to go ahead and open up our script again, and I'm going to go down to this fixed update. Alright, it's up to you if you want to get rid of the start, but I'm gonna keep the start there. If you're trying to actually add player movement, this is just one of the ways for good 2D movements. You don't have to though. It's really up to you, but that's how I'm going to be setting this up. Alright, so first of all, we're going to add constant speed. So which I'm going to do is grab my public ridge body up here, in which I renamed it to RB. So I'm going to do RB dot add force. So this is going to be adding force, and then I'm going to go ahead and open this up, and then I'm going to do new vector 2. Alright, and I'm going to open this up. Then now we want our speed, which is up here. We already set this up, so I'm going to do speed comma space, and I don't want anything on our Y, so I'm just going to do 0. I'm going to go ahead and add multiply this real quick. So I'm gonna multiply this times our time dot delta time, and then now we can actually start this. Now I'm gonna put a comma between these two, and then now I'm going to do force mode 2D, right? And then I'm gonna do dot impulse. Alright, now I'm gonna go ahead and end this code with a semicolon. This is, like I said, this is a little bit more hard. This is a little bit more steps than the 3D version. So after that, I'm gonna go ahead and close this, see if I got any console errors. Doesn't look like it. So I'm gonna go ahead and zoom out here so you could actually get a good view. So when I push play, my character should be constantly moving forward. We're about to see this right here. As you can see, my character is moving at a fast forward pace. I'm gonna go ahead and lower that a bit actually. Let's put it at 50, test this out real quick. It seems a little better. I could lower a bit more. I'll do that in a bit. But that is basically how you make constant. Since 2D is an XY, this is what it is. So X is going to be right here, and our Y is right here. So if I do put a negative next to our speed, and then close this, I should be going backwards. We're about to check this, which I am going backwards. So if you want to go backwards, forward, it's positive for right and negative for backwards. But I want it going forward, right? So that's kind of like Flappy Birds. If you want to make a Flappy Birds ripoff, then you can do that. So that's how you do constant. But now I'm going to show input. Input is exactly that I know of, exactly like the other 3D one. So all we need to do is if, and then we do input dot get key, and then the key we're gonna be getting for now is, since we want to move right, since I want to move right, I'm gonna do button press. I wonder if button press still works. So instead of input dot get key, I'm going to go button pressed. So button pressed equals right. Actually no. I'm just gonna do D. I'm just gonna get key. Okay. So I'm gonna go back input dot get key. Then I'm going to get D, right? Open this code up. Now we do the same thing all over again. So I'm gonna get my rigid body, which is RB dot add force, and then this is going to be new vector 2. And then we are going to do speed times time dot delta time, and then nothing on the Y, and then we're gonna end this code right here. See if that worked. Alright, now if we play this, we shouldn't go launching forward. We should stop, we should fall and then stop right here, and then when I push D, I should be going forward. Let's test this out real quick. Yep, not going forward. And if I push D, as you can see, I am moving forward. Decent pace, so it is working. Alright. Alright, but that's our input force right there. Let's do another one. Let's go backwards this time. So I could copy this, paste it right here, and then I could change this letter to A, and in the speed I could change this from positive to a negative, and then I could go ahead and close this because that's done now. Alright, so now if I, like I said, fall instead of going constantly left, if I push A, I'm going left, as you can see, and if I push D, it's stopping a bit. It's taking a second because I have using friction, and now I'm going right. There we go, right there. All right. now we want to go up, right? So let's say we want to be able to fly, right? So I'm going to do the same thing, except this time I'm gonna go E for up, and then instead of this I'm gonna change the speed to 0, and then I'm going to take this and now change this as speed times time dot delta time, and boom, that should be done. Except now I want a Q to go down if I turn off gravity, so I could just paste that to there, change this to Q, and then change this to a negative. No errors, everything looks good. So now if I push play, I fall down. Now if I push E, I am not going up. Might be the speed. Let me check. Alright, let me try upping the speed a bit. Let's change that to 1,000. Play. Yeah, there we go. I just didn't have enough speed. So now if I go straight up and then push Q, instantly going down, because usually you could see that, right? So if I just stop pushing E, I'm going to fly a bit, and then if I go up and then push Q, I instantly go down. You can see that. See if I can turn off gravity right here. Alright, let's see. Let's change our mass. Let's change our mass to 0. Let's see if that makes a difference. Gravity scale. Let's change it to 0. Yeah, we'll change our mass back. Alright, we turned off our gravity, I believe. That should have turned off our gravity. So we should be sitting in the air here. I am. So if I just start flying, you can see I'm flying right here. And if I push Q, I'm going falling to the ground. So that's basically how you use force in 2D. If you have any questions, you can leave a comment. Make sure to subscribe. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I'll see you guys all later. Have a great day.